Coming to you live from Media Globe Studios in Connecticut, the show that keeps me employed. This is Universal News with your host, Brian Alexander.
Welcome everyone to Universal News. I'm your host, Brian Alexander. Thank you. Thank you. Now, while I'd love to sit here and bask in my own glory with your applause, we have a packed show for you this evening, so let's get right into the Week in Review. Okay, so gotta be honest with you guys real quick. This episode was actually supposed to air last Saturday, but due to technical difficulties that were beyond our control, we were unable to... That's not true. Jeez, take that down. Jesus Christ. Seems like we have a lot of narcs on this show. Some of this news might be like a week outdated, but it's no big deal. I'm sure as soon as this airs, there'll be tons of developments for next week's show, and we could all sit back and laugh at what has happened, because I am confident that this shit show isn't going to be turning around anytime soon. So with that being said, let's get into the Week in Review. Now, a lot has happened this week, and unfortunately, we don't have the time to cover it all, but we wanted to start with George Santos, America's favorite congressman. Now listen, hold your booze. He gave himself that title, so it must be true. Now George Santos was indicted last week. Yeah. Listen, I gotta be honest, the booze when I introduced this topic, but the cheers over the subject of this piece, gotta show where you guys sit on your opinion of him. Listen, all I'm saying is I really hope none of you play poker, because you guys have terrible poker faces, okay? Listen, so George Santos, the congressman from New York, and that much we know is a fact because he sits alone in the House chamber, was indicted on 13 charges including fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and you won't believe this last one, making false statements. Yeah, I know. I mean, if trustworthy was a person, it'd be this guy. Like, all I'm saying is, if you honestly believe that this man led a college volleyball team that defeated Harvard and Yale, quite frankly, you shouldn't even be allowed to vote, okay? Anyway, so George Santos went ahead and surrendered in New York and was charged. But while leaving the courthouse, George decided to have a press conference, presumably taking pointers from his mentor, Donald Trump, discussing the charges in public while his lawyer is off camera, presumably ripping their hair out. Now usually when members of Congress are in the states that they represent, they're met with smiles, handshakes, and hugs. But George Santos was met with a different kind of welcome.
We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come after me on, and I'm going to comply. I've been complying throughout this entire process. I have no desire not to comply at this point. They've been gracious in there. Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is it's a witch hunt.
Ah, George, God damn it, George. Was the money you allegedly stole from a homeless veteran not enough? Now you have to steal lines from a draft dodger? But listen, to be fair, I have to give credit where credit's due. I think it's only fair that we applaud Congressman Santos for being an equal opportunity asshole. Now, if you thought George couldn't lose any more credibility, we want to play for you the rest of that clip.
The reality is it's a witch hunt, because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them.
George, you're losing them. Pivot. Christ, man, read the courthouse. Now George claims it's only been 4 to 5 months. However, if he bothered to read his own indictment, he'd know the charges date all the way back to 2020, where he allegedly defrauded the state of New York out of $24,000 in unemployment benefits at the height of the pandemic. Listen, it's always funny when the members of Congress who deny the severity of COVID are the ones that take the most advantage of legislation that can line their pockets. and to George's second point, and you're gonna love this, okay? After months of public accusations made by some of the brightest minds in Congress. No, I said the brightest minds in Congress. You know what? I'm not gonna win this battle. After months of House Republicans investigating President Joe Biden, they wrote in their own report that they found no evidence of wrongdoing over President Biden. Just look at Jim Jordan's face there. You know that saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, this picture is worth just a handful. Specifically, I'm lost inside a Walmart and I can't find my mommy. Now, if George Santos is talking about Hunter Biden, that's different. And hey, fair game. The Republican majority in the House of Representatives has been so insistent that Biden's family engaged in collusion and corruption on an epic scale. So as one investigation which found no wrongdoing closes, another one opens. But here's the best part of the new and improved investigation into the Biden crime family.
Did you just say that the whistleblower or the informant is now missing?
Well, we're hopeful that we can find the informant.
The informant is missing? You're telling me your key witness, the person that the entire investigation is built upon, you can't find them. You're the government. You know when I sent a tweet while taking a shit, and you can't find the integral part of your own investigation? But here's the crazy things, folks. Somehow, this just gets better.
This is absolutely extraordinary, and it is stunning that some people are missing that you need to prove this. Who in the White House is intimidating these people? Do you know?
I do know. We're saving that for a later time.
Okay. Let me wrap my head around this. So your informant is missing. Others are being intimidated by the White House, which, may I add, may be the first time in history something white has ever had the power to be intimidating. And you have this information. You know who is keeping the informants quiet, but you won't say who? This entire investigation just sounds like my super hot, super real girlfriend. You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school. Anyway, so Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, couldn't instill confidence in this investigation. Maybe one of the members of the committee can.
Chairman Comer said at our press conference just yesterday, we aren't just investigating the Biden family, we are investigating Joe Biden. Sure, we have some circumstantial evidence that is, it seems very, very corrupt, and we are gathering more information as the Oversight Committee conducting this oversight so we can reveal the truth. We aren't Democrats that just scream a witch hunt for no reason.
Okay. First, I don't know who should tell Boebert this, but Biden's family includes Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure he's an integral part of the Biden family. Second, you have circumstantial evidence. I think you need to head over and have a chat with the Judiciary Committee because, and I'm not a lawyer, however, I did just sign up for Santos University to become one. Circumstantial evidence can be, in most times, just entirely coincidental. Circumstantial evidence is akin to if I said, for example, you were an accomplice in your husband exposing his dick to young girls in a bowling alley because you were there. Now listen. I don't think you were, but you were there. But all I'm saying is I have some questions. But unfortunately, the entire bowling alley is now missing, so. And finally, could we get a replay on that last thing she said?
We aren't Democrats that just scream a witch hunt for no reason.
Those goddamn Democrats always trying to spin the narrative. But anyway, back to the root of this entire thing. Biden's son, Hunter. Now, as I said, if he is found to have colluded or conspired in any way that undermines our national security or just was illegal in any way, he should absolutely be investigated. He's a private citizen. Hunter isn't the president. And listen, I understand it must be hard to have a son that made some bad decisions and is hurting your optics. So, Congressman Santos, do you have any questions about how it must affect a father to have a son who is constantly in the media for doing shitty things? Just give yours a call and ask him.